Hi everyone, this is Mehrush from Ross IELTS Academy. I'm here today with the last video of the tips for a 9 in the writing skill. As many of you have been asking us in the comments to prepare a video of the tips on how to get a 9 in your writing, in a series of videos I have been teaching you the 10 common mistakes that many candidates make in IELTS writing that you should avoid if you're looking for a 9. If you have not watched the previous videos first, you should go back to those in which we worked on the first 6 tips. So please pause this video, go back and watch those videos and then come back to us. But if you have already watched them and been waiting for this one, let's move on together to the next part. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for your lovely comments on our YouTube channel. Every day, we receive tons of messages and comments from you on our YouTube channel and our website, which mean a lot to us. Now, let's take a look at some of those comments giving us positive vibes. I want to start with Tariq Ahmed, who has commented, I can easily improve my English language skill via watching your speaking interviews. So please make many more videos so that I can achieve my goal rapidly. And of course, create at least 10 videos in a month. Dear Tariq, we are so glad our speaking videos have been useful for you. And you can also book your own mock test with us or use our speaking courses because we are right here to help you with your IELTS exam. And also thank you Festus Esekbe, Neslihan Ozer for your positive energy, and also Gulnaza Yoldasheva. I hope you get your targeted score in your exam. Now, I want to answer some of your questions in the comments. Usama bin Latin has commented on our complex structure video saying, Ma'am, I've been watching your videos these days. Although you've done a tremendous work, but there is still my question arises that how to describe highest point and lowest point in task 1, like the highest proportion of electricity generated from coal, while the lowest percentage generated from petrol. Can we use superlative highest for comparing one thing to other, or we have to use higher? Please tell me about this. Thanks. Dear Osama, a comparative adjective is to compare two things, but a superlative adjective is to compare one thing with a number of things. For example, if you have rooms A and B and you want to compare those, you should say A, for example, is bigger than B. However, if you have rooms A, B, and C, so 3 things here, you can say that A is the biggest, or E, for example, B is the smallest. In charts as well, if you want to talk about the highest point, the peak, and the lowest point, the trough, you can use a superlative adjective, like the highest and the lowest, or the second highest, or the second lowest, and so on. So one last tip for you is to identify the main features in the chart and mention them, and then compare them if you want to do that. So be careful, you shouldn't write about each and everything that you see in the chart. So guys, if you have not watched our complex structure video, you can easily find it on our YouTube channel. Thank you all for your lovely comments and subscribing to our channel. In the next videos, we will read more of these comments together, so feel free to leave us your comments. If you're ready now, we can start with the last video on how to get a 9 in IELTS writing, and here we have the last 4 tips. Let's get started. Mistake number 7. Not organizing your essay logically, having an unclear progression, and not using linking phrases. In the coherence and cohesion criteria of IELTS writing, it is said that your ideas and information should be organized logically using a range of cohesive devices logically. So you need these connectives and conjunctions. So it is very important to express your ideas clearly and only use the ideas, words, and structures that you are 100% sure about. Do not risk anything. So, use a range of linking words and phrases, but do not overuse them. Make sure your ideas are sequenced correctly. Make sure your ideas are logical and easy to follow. Use referencing and substitution to avoid repetition. For example, words like this, them, the issue, the problem. So do not repeat the same word over and over again. And finally, use punctuation to make your writing coherent. Now, what are the things that you should not do? Do not overuse basic linking words like firstly. Instead, try using the first reason for or the primary reason for this. Do not start every sentence with a linker. Then try to put it in the middle of your sentence. For example, some people believe, however, that individuals must also take responsibility for the environment. Or, I believe, on the other hand, that individuals do have a responsibility too. Do not use headings or subheadings. Do not underline words or phrases. And do not start every sentence with a linking device. That's wrong. Mistake number 8. Using uncommon vocabulary and spelling them incorrectly. When you're learning a new language, you use some common and uncommon terms. Common terms are words and phrases that we use every day to refer to personal experience or daily habits. Uncommon terms are used when we discuss specific topics. Now, words that are old-fashioned and not used in everyday speech should not be used in IELTS exam, neither the writing nor the speaking. So, if you choose a synonym, the meaning must be exactly the same as the word that you had before. For example, adolescent and teenager have close meaning and can be used interchangeably. However, toddler and baby have quite different meanings, so these are not direct synonyms and they cannot be used as like synonyms or do not have the same definition here. Now about collocations. Collocation is the word that some words that go together and are suitable to use for different topics. For example, to go on a diet, to make an investment. For example, if you're discussing child crime, you can use the term minor, as this is the legal term used to describe children under the age of 18. Now about the phrasal verbs. If you're using a phrasal verb, make sure that you're using the correct preposition, as it can change the meaning. Like throw out or throw away means discard, but throw up means to vomit or to get sick. And idioms, the cultural language. Idioms should only be used if you understand them completely and if they fit the topic you are discussing. So if you're not sure about the idioms you're using, leave them out. Generally, what you should do: use precise word choices. Use language that we use in everyday speech. Use words that you understand and you're sure about. Use words and phrases that are related to the topic. Use collocations and phrasal verbs. It means words that go together naturally, like for example, environmental pollution, major issue, promising future, in the correct place. Now, the things that you should not do. Do not make spelling mistakes or typos. Do not mix up American and British spelling. You should just use one or the other. Do not use a word if you do not understand or cannot spell it. Don't use imprecise words like stuff or thing. Don't use slangs like gonna. Don't use old-fashioned language. And finally, do not overuse synonyms. One is enough. And now, mistake number 9. Using surveys and research to support your opinion. How should we do that? Is it a mistake to use them? The thing is that you should use real examples and evidence from your own life experience to support your opinion. Examiners cannot check if your research or survey examples are real. So you can relevantly refer to a research, survey, or experience even if it has not happened in the real world. As long as your ideas are related to the topic, you will be good to go. And now you're just about to get that 9. Mistake number 10. Using only simple sentence structures. That's wrong. Make sure to show the examiner that you can use a wide range of structures and make sure your sentences are error-free. It is important to use complex sentences in IELTS writing, the grammar criteria. If you use a mix of simple and complex structures, you will get a 6 in your grammar. But if you manage to use a variety of complex structures, you can get 7 and above. But remember, your complex sentences should not be long or complicated. So, if you haven't still watched the video on complex structure, you can easily find it on our YouTube channel. That really helps you with your structures. Your punctuation also needs to be accurate, using capitalization, commas, full stops, or other punctuation marks correctly. And for that, you can also watch our punctuation and comma video. See guys, by following these tips, you can easily boost your score in IELTS writing. Why don't you visit our website to enroll in our wonderful bronze, silver, or VIP courses? And by the way, you can always send us your writings to be corrected along with comprehensive written and video feedback. I wish you best of luck and see you soon in the next videos. Stay tuned.